All right, better. Okay, I said this to the team. I got a lot of mixed emotions about tonight. I thought when you win, it's really, really great. It does not matter how you do it. You got to get a W. And we said they're starting to make fun of me about it, but 18-5 is a lot better than 17-6. I did not think we played very clean volleyball. I thought we were kind of a little erratic. I thought we were all over the place. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I thought Northwestern actually played really well tonight. And they forced a lot of uncomfortable things. One of the notes I took was I thought their speed frustrated us to the pin. And they were kind of hanging around long enough, and their service pressure was really, really good. And so I thought that was just enough to cause a lot of stress for us. So we're going to address that. We're going to work on that a little bit more. That's one of the notes. But at the end of the day, I'm really proud of this team of just figuring out a way to make a play. There was a lot of we call it ugly volleyball. But ugly volleyball is actually beautiful. That's the bang, bang, whatever. It's crazy, a backflip, whatever, chicken wing, snap the ball over the net, something crazy. See? But we're winning a lot of those plays, and I think it matters. This is a 2-point conference. You can't mess up more than twice.
Hi, Coach. It's Adriana with Annenberg Media today. I wanted to follow up from the last time that we talked on Saturday. You mentioned that heading into this matchup, you were going to go back, review what you did, what the team did from Minnesota. So I kind of want to just follow up and ask what you guys worked on this week to take on Northwestern.
Washington is very similar to Minnesota. Northwestern is very, very different. So we actually trained 2 styles this week, actually. One was we do a lot of the same drills, but we're actually putting weird emphasis on things, and sometimes our team doesn't even know that we're doing it. We don't talk about it. We just kind of put them in those spaces and try to get them to get comfortable with it. That's kind of how we train a lot of things. Northwestern was about speed to the outside. They don't set the quick a whole lot. They outblocked us tonight, but they weren't a great blocking team in general, but they're a good digging team, good serving team. And so that was a little bit of that focus of the speed to the pin, and then trying to get the opposites there's 2 of them to hit cross court and not line a little bit. But if you ask them, we didn't talk about that. We never talk about that stuff. For Washington, I'm going to go quiet on that until we play them, but we're going to have a very similar style of play that we had at Minnesota.
For sure.
Hi, Coach. Hi, ladies. Kai Assad with the Daily Trojan. 22 kills today, 3 20-kill performances in your last 6 games. London, you've been on a tear. I want to ask you guys, how does it feel to have the full offensive masterclass that London has put on recently, and how does that affect the team's overall morale and performance?
I can answer that. It just feels really good knowing that we have London on the left pin to get us out of any jams, and she brings a lot of fire and fun to the court, and so that's always fun to play next to. And she's just an incredible volleyball player, not just with hitting, but digging, passing, all of the stuff. So we're just really lucky to have her, I think, is the word I can describe with London, and we love her. So.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. That's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, London's playing very, very well. Complete volleyball player. I just think if you look at, it's 22 kills, but it's only 4 errors. So she's completely under control as she's swinging and making the team play. And she's not getting super frustrated when, it's not a kill or whatever. She's understanding that there's another part of the game, and there's just an understanding of it. And I think a lot of that has to do that she was born to play volleyball, and right out of the womb you were probably around the volleyball, just hanging around volleyball your entire life. But there's a lot of stats here that I think, Taylor Deckert had 23 digs. That's ridiculous. And then our 3 pins, Adanya hit 292 with 9 kills. And Abigail started off hitting negative 061 and ended up hitting 257 on 35 attempts and 14 kills, which means that she had to hit probably well above 400 the last set and a half just to get to that space. So that's a big positive thing there. So when you're getting 3 pin hitters hitting that clip, and we're hitting 273 as a team, we're a lot to handle right now, for sure.
Coach, so 7 in, there you go.
Yeah.
7 in a row. You say you guys are a lot to handle right now. So what is your coaching staff doing to keep these ladies playing at such an elite high level?
I'll let them try to answer that.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like, honestly, like, they just embrace who we are as people. They don't try to change our game or change our personality. And I think it's hard to find a coaching staff like that. And I think because they allow us to be ourselves, it shows on the court and we're able to play as a team. And also, like, I trust that my coaches are going to be there for me on the sidelines, even if I mess up, which is really important, not to feel like, oh my God, my coaches are mad at me. Like, I know my coaches have my back. So I think having trust in them is the reason why we're doing really good.
Yeah. The relationship that we all have with the coaches is something that's really special, and I think a lot of programs want to have that as well. And so there's that aspect, and then just like them trusting us to play volleyball like we know how to play, not trying to tell us to do too much, and just letting us go, adjust, and be the volleyball players that they recruited us to be. And yeah, I think in the gym they push us to be better, and yeah, just really lucky.
It's awesome. The last thing I would add to that, just for a volleyball standpoint or drill or skill set, we are very, very specific in how we train. And so we're talking about really specific skills like we call net line throws or trying to hit high into the corner, how you're, step closing, shape blocking, passing outside midline, hitting pool noodles, which we haven't said that in a while, but there's certain phrases that we know, but those are very specific things that we are trying to hit the marks on, because when you do that inside the practice gym, it gets it a lot easier. You feel a lot more comfortable when you're actually in the arena going after it, because you know what that skill set is. The last thing I think that is really fun for me is watching when they do these skills and they get away with it, or they get the point and they realize how that was possibly easy for them, or how they got themselves out of a jam, or and there's a lot of joy that comes from that, and then their teammates celebrate that, and then it's like infectious in a good way. So I think all those things are important, but what they said is the most important. The relationships that we have here and this bond that this team has is why we're doing what we're doing.
Coach, I want to ask you about your general offense today. Primarily, Reese Messer had 48 assists,
Yeah.
which is tied for her second most this season. And then to that, you guys had 4 hitters with at least 9 kills, 5 with at least 7 with Riley McGinnis. This looks like a very, I don't know what the right word, very like spread out, maybe efficient offense.
Yep.
What do you think, especially with the 7-game win streak you're on and the big Minnesota win a few days ago, what do you think has really been driving this offense to play at such a high level on the assisting and scoring measures?
Well, besides the fact that we've done a really good job of recruiting really good volleyball players, but we recruit arms. That's one of the biggest things you have to do. You have to be able to hit. It's like when you play baseball, you have to get great pitching, right? Arms. And then when you're playing football, you got to have a quarterback that can sling the ball, and you have to have. There's certain things you have to have in volleyball. In the highest levels, everyone can serve and pass and set, but you got to be able to hit your way out of a lot of situations. The real secret to this, though, is that this year we're one of the best passing teams in the Big Ten, and we have a setter that is very, very fast. She was a basketball player and a track athlete, and she can run things down, and she gets her hands on a lot of volleyballs that most setters don't get their hands on across the country. And it's really important. So she makes an average pass look like it's in system. And when you have those combinations, it's more opportunities for everybody to get more quality swings than we've had in the past. So it's actually not quite what you recruit the arms, but it's the passing and the running down and the setting and being able to get ourselves in certain pockets is why we're actually very successful and balanced right now.
Yeah, real quick, both your ladies, London and Abigail, talk about the chemistry of this team.
We're all so close, and that's something that doesn't just happen overnight. It builds from what we do in the summer to preseason to now, and I think that's super special for this team. We all love each other. There's like no animosity between us, and I think that's really good for us to have. And whenever we're in a high level and high stakes environment, like knowing we all have each other's backs and we're all going to be there for each other, and to also lean on each other whenever we're struggling. The team just connects so well, and I think that also has to do with how the coaches are training us to work together as a team as well. So I just think we're a really well-connected team, and that's really special.
Yeah, I would just kind of say what Abigail said. I think we all really connect with each other and are comfortable to be ourselves. And so I think that's really important to have good relationships, because I think it carries on to how we play. So.
Last question. You guys play Washington very soon. What's the main thing that you're carrying from today's game going into the Washington game?
Actually, nothing. That's a weird. They're just such a different team, and I think we have to flush this, good or bad. I think you flush it, and I think we've got to come back in tomorrow and be really, really high focused. And we're not going to be doing a whole lot. We're not going to change the world tomorrow or have this long 3-hour jumping crazy practice. We need to touch on a couple things, make sure we're healthy, that we have people that are sick on the team. We have people that are, sore, tired, need to get their legs under them. Those are the most important things. Our system is our system. We need to brush up on it, but we're not going to do anything different magic-wise at this point. It's going to be more of making sure we're fresh and good enough to go compete.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night.